Today I want to share with you a stablecoin play called xDollar. Now xDollar is a lending protocol that allows you to borrow stablecoin at a low collateral ratio at 0% interest. In this screenshot you see now is V1 which works with Avalanche, Polygon and Arbitrum. They also just launched their V2 which works with Ethereum mainnet and is working to get V2 onto other chain. Also to take note that xDollar V1 is going through a migration. Now to better understand xDollar, you need to first understand the different types of stablecoin. Now there are actually three types. You have the fiat peg, this is like your USDC. So for every USDC out there, there will always be one USD controlled by Circle, the company that owns USDC. There's a second type which is algomatic. So the famous one will be Terra UST. So the supply of UST is backed by the supply of Luna. Then we also have the third type which is crypto backed. Now the famous one for this will be DAI. So example, to borrow $500 worth of DAI, you will need $1,000 worth of ETH. Now the collateral ratio is at 200%. Now xDollar belongs to this category. It is also crypto backed. Now xDollar aims to be multi-chain and also multi-collateral. So you can use Matic, Avalanche or even Ethereum to borrow stablecoin. And also they have a low collateral ratio of 110%, a 0% interest rate, but they do have a one-time fixed fee. Now I find that xDollar is interesting because it's multi-collateral, allow us to use different assets to borrow stablecoin, and it aims to be cross-chain, not only on Ethereum. So if it's on Polygon, then it will be a cheap fees for us. Low collateral ratio, 110%, big plus for degen traders. 0% interest, that's also a big plus, but there's a one-time fee. So if I am going to borrow, I'm going to borrow for a long period of time. If for short-term loan, then it's not worth it. But we need to take note that the team is anonymous, but they do have strong backing. So VFAT is the person that created VFAT tools. Now if you brief DeFi and you are degen, you should know of this tool called VFAT tools. After V2 launch, there are some changes in the naming. So in V1 it's called XUSD for a stablecoin. In V2 it's called XIM, xDollar Interverse Money. V1 the protocol token is called XDO, and in V2 the protocol token is called Space. Again in V1 works with Polygon, AVAX, Arbitrum. In V2 Ethereum as of now, as they are working to onboard more layer 2 solutions and also layer 1 protocols. Now I've been playing with xDollar to see what are some of the use cases. Now if you are an ETH user, you can use ETH to do the same, but I'm not because ETH fees are very expensive. So assuming V2 works with Polygon, and let's say I have a bag of Matic, I can actually use it to borrow XIM, swap XIM for USDC and use it to buy other assets. Now I'll do this if I want to borrow for a long period of time because it has a one-time fee. But if I'm going for a short-term loan, then this will not be the ideal use case. Now if you are bullish on Matic and you want to take this opportunity to grab some cheap Matic, then how can you do it? You can actually provide XIM into the stability pool. Now this earns you Matic and Space token. Now Space is the protocol token. Then how are they able to let you earn Matic? Because when people borrow money, there are times that they might get liquidated. They will use the XIM in this pool to buy the liquidated asset. Now this allows you to buy Matic at a discount. The third use case, I can stake Space. Now stake Space allows me to earn X Space, which is a governance token, so I can take part in the governance vote and also I can earn a cut of the protocol's revenue. Now time for demo. Now this is xDollar V2. Now there are a few things that you need to know here. So number one, xHome. xHome is where you see the dashboard of the platform, how much the protocol is making and the CR ratio. Second is xBank, where you come here to borrow stablecoin XIM with ETH. Next time when you connect with Polygon, you can also borrow with Matic. Third, xPool is where you supply XIM into the pool. Here you can see it writes that you can earn more ETH and Space when you deposit XIM. Now this is because the protocol will use the XIM in this pool to buy the liquidated asset. Number 4, xStake is where you stake your Space. Now staking your Space will give you X Space. It's like Trader Joe. You stake Joe, you get X Joe. Now with X Space, you can choose the period where you want to lock up. So the longer you lock up, the more X Space you get. And number 5 is xFarm, where you can farm Space by staking your XIM 3 Curve LP tokens, and you do that via Curve. So there are two more interesting features I want to share with you. Number 1 is liquidation, number 2 is redeem. Now I think it's easier for me to show these two features using V1. Now this is V1. So under risky trove, which is liquidation, it allows a user to come in and liquidate someone else's position. But you can only do that if the collateral ratio is low enough, close to 110. Then you will pay XUSD and you will receive the collateral on a discount. Now for redemption is for a user to take part in the arbitrage event. So for example, when XUSD depegged to 90 cents. Now you can come here with XUSD, but the XUSD here will be worth $1. Now most of the time this will be carried out by bots, but as a user you can also come here to do the arbitrage. Also to note that redemption is not paying the loan. Now as you can see, there are many things you can do on xDollar. Again, currently the xDollar V2 is only on Ethereum. I'm looking forward for it to be deployed on other chain. If you want to find out more about xDollar, you can go to the Twitter, which is xDollarFI, or you can join the Discord. Now this is my use case. I love to hear if you have any other suggestion or strategies. I hope you learned something today, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.